Elite Facts presents
The way the world works, but not as you know it.
20.
Speaking of planets, the Earth is made of unimaginable amounts of molecules and energy. The only thing that stops them coming together is the air that populate the planet. But if there was no space between any of its molecules, Earth would be the size of a tennis ball.
19.
Venus is the second planet from the Sun and can sometimes be seen from Earth at certain points in the year as a very bright light. The planet is completely uninhabitable due to its gaseous makeup, but we still do have info on it. Can you imagine a working day where, come the end of it, an entire year has passed? I'm sure we've all had that feeling before. But a day on Venus is actually longer than a year on Venus, so hopefully you won't have to relocate anytime soon.
18.
As of 2001, the Mongolian Navy consists of one tugboat, the Sukh-Batar 3, and 7 men. That's right, the entire naval fleet is less than a football team, and they only have a single boat to man. I think Hollywood studios own more boats than this. The real rub of it all is this: only one can swim.
17.
The sloth is a wonderful little creature, just strolling through life without a care in the world. They'll casually walk from tree to tree and do nothing but sleep and relax all day. Even their faces are slow. But sloths will sometimes mistakenly grab their arms instead of tree branches and fall to their deaths.
16.
Next time you're ordering from a vending machine, think of your health. Is that chocolate bar really gonna be worth it in the end? What if I get so fat I die? What if I choke on the Malteser? What if this entire vending machine falls and kills me? Sounds weird. Well, it isn't. You're statistically more likely to be killed by a vending machine than a shark. You're gonna need a bigger snack box.
15.
Time and age is a funny old thing, and sometimes it's really hard to grasp. Did you know that the distance in time between Stegosaurus and T-Rex is bigger than the amount of time between T-Rex and humans? Millions of years of separation, and yet we assume differently. Well, it's no different for this next fact. Of all the people in the history of the world that reached the age of 60, more than half are living right now. The wonders of modern medicine have made it so. This is mainly because the age of death for thousands of years was around 35, and most died as children.
14.
Pregnancy is a beautiful thing. The creation of life and the wonders it brings with it. Is that a girl or a boy? What will it look like? Will I be a good parent? You also have the financial worries to go with it. Will we be able to keep up the mortgage? Will we need to cut back on luxuries? But I bet, what will the other kindergartners say isn't one of them. That's because the youngest scientifically verified person to ever give birth was 5 years old. That's correct, just 5.
13.
There's probably never been a better slapstick comedian than Charlie Chaplin. Some came close, Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello to name a couple, but they would find it hard to match the man himself, which makes this one all the stranger. Charlie Chaplin once entered a Charlie Chaplin look-alike contest and only came in 3rd. You heard that right, 3rd. The actual Charlie Chaplin wasn't even considered the best one in a small-town contest. Unbelievable.
12.
They come in thousands of different colors and patterns and flap around the air with a little less elegance than most birds. But they still have an air of beauty about them. The humble butterfly is mostly seen in summer, and having one land on you is a sign of good luck and also quite rare. But beware, butterflies are cannibals.
11.
While creating the nuclear weapon, the US had gone through many planning stages. They wondered if the use of nuclear missiles would cause an all-out end of the world war and devastation, the end of life as we know it. They came up with a cunning plan. Instead of using nuclear weapons, what if we filled them with bats? The small, furry, winged creatures. They'd be armed with bombs and sent to fight at enemy camps to cause damage. Those poor bats.
10.
Walmart is a crazy place. It has its strange customer wardrobe choices. You can buy guns as easily as buying candy, and the prices are crazy low, too. The company's been in criticism for its decision to pay staff with Walmart coupons, and so it is similar to staff paying to work. But if asked, what would you guess the most popular item bought at Walmart is? It's the humble banana.
9.
Irish potato famine, also called Great Potato Famine, Great Irish Famine, that occurred in Ireland in 1845 to 1849 when the potato crop failed in successive years. The proximate cause of famine was a potato disease commonly known as potato blight, which ravaged potato crops throughout Europe during the 1840s. However, the impact in Ireland was horrific, as 1/3 of the population was dependent on the potato. And to this very day, Ireland's population still hasn't recovered from that potato famine almost 2 centuries ago.
8,
The Wright brothers created the first flying machine, and the rest is history. If it wasn't for their ingenuity, then we wouldn't be able to get from land to land with such ease, and most all, no vacations. But did you know the first man to walk on the moon was 17 years old when the first man to fly died? That means the end of the era of flight happened when Neil Armstrong was just 17 years old.
7,
The US Air Force is well known throughout the world. It has the most high-tech equipment and most used across the globe, and the money used on defense by America is astounding. So it's probably no surprise that they have the largest air force on Earth. What might surprise you is who has the second largest. Care to guess? Russia? UK? China? All wrong. The US Navy is the second largest air force on Earth.
6,
Remember the moon landings? Most people viewing this are gonna say, no! Remember when suitcases had no wheels? Again, most people would say, no. Did you know that we, as a race of people, got someone to walk on the moon before we even added the luxury of wheels on suitcases? It doesn't bode thinking about a world of such poverty.
5,
It's no secret just what NASA can achieve. They put men on the moon, controllable pieces of equipment on Mars, and in the near future there's a possibility of creating a colony on the red planet. But, did you know this? There are warehouses so big that they have their own weather. NASA has one that actually develops rain clouds. That's right, NASA creates weather inside of one of their mega huge warehouse structures. This enables them to test equipment for differing conditions found on alien planets.
4,
If you took the average pencil and drew non-stop for as long as you could hold it, how far do you think you'd get? Well, the answer is quite astonishing. An average pencil could draw a line 40 miles long. That is almost 2 marathons worth of pencil.
3,
The kidneys act as a filtration system for the body. When you take in liquids, they filter out all the crappy and excess stuff in your system and flush it out pronto. Sometimes they fail. It can be through ill health or just genetic design, but there are transplant procedures for when it happens. If you do get a kidney transplant, they usually leave your original kidneys in your body and put the third one in your pelvis.
2,
The game of soccer is a beautiful thing. Controlling and technically playing with your feet to master is no easy feat. There's also the tactical side of the game where managers and coaches take years to master and get paid millions to do so. But did you know Honduras and El Salvador once fought a war over a football game? The war began on the 14th of July, 1969, when the Salvadorian military launched an attack against Honduras. The Organization of American States negotiated a ceasefire on the night of 18th of July. Salvadorian troops were withdrawn in early August. Despite a formal peace treaty, a decision by the International Court of Justice, the support of the Organization of American States, and more than 40 years having passed, the dispute remains active.
1,
Shaquille O'Neal is possibly the most famous basketball player, along with Michael Jordan. But it was a mixture of his physical dominance and slam dunk ability that really propelled him on the court. His huge frame always gave him a distinct advantage, but one thing always let him down: his 3 throws. The truth is, Shaq only ever hit 1 3-point shot.
Thanks for watching another amazing video, folks. Subscribe for more from Elite Facts.